Shalom Mishpaka, and to the tribes of Yeshayahu scattered abroad, I say shalom to you. Welcome to the exposition on the birth or the myth surrounding the birth of Yahusha. I know in your Bible they wrote JC, but why I'm saying Yahusha is because now that you're really knowing the name of the Son of the Most High, you have the tendency to just take out the name JC and replace it with Yahusha, keeping all the lies that are there. And that's why I made it clear in one of my videos that JC and Yahusha, they are not the same people. And you cannot swap their stories. You cannot swap their name and maintain the same stories. The stories are different. And that's why the story of Yahusha that has not been told, that has never been told for hundreds and hundreds of generations, thousands of years after they've killed the very first followers of Yahusha, is what I want to expose and I want to tell you now. Now, we all know the story of JC, that it was prophesied according to what you thought, that it was prophesied in the book of Yeshayahu that a virgin shall give birth to a son, and that prophecy was fulfilled in Matityahu in the birth of JC. And I know naturally you will transfer that story to Yahusha and say that Yahusha also was born by a virgin. And that's what I want to tell you, no. That story for JC and story that you're transferring to Yahusha is not true. Yahusha was not born by a virgin. JC was not born by a virgin. He's just a made-up character. It's those Egyptian gods and Greek gods that were born by virgin that have the mother, child, and God, making them that triad, trinity. Please do yourself a favor and start from the beginning of my expositions to watch my videos so that you can be able to understand what I'm saying now and follow and flow with what I'm saying. So because I can't start recapping everything I've already released, but just to give you a brief understanding, that prophecy in Yeshayahu was not for Jesus and it was not also for Yahusha. You've been lied to again. Yahusha and Jesus was not given birth to by anyone called Mary, anyone that was a virgin, that did not meet with her husband before getting pregnant. And in my last video, I made it very clear to you that a woman must meet a man. Man lost that creative power to speak the word and form children when they sinned in the Garden of Eden for all eternity, until it is restored back in the new kingdom. So it's not possible. And that prophecy that is being used to lie to deceive people is what I want to read together. Let us see what the prophecy says and let us analyze it without any bias. Okay. Now this is the prophecy that they normally use in the book of Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 7. Let us read from verse 11 so that you can have an understanding of what it is all about. Now, okay, let's read from verse 10 so to make more sense. And Yahweh spoke again to Ahaz, saying, take note, who was Yahweh speaking to? Ahaz. Excuse me. He said, ask for yourself. Ask a sign for yourself from Yahweh, your Elohim, and make deep the request or make it high. But Ahaz said, I do not ask, nor try, Yahweh. And he said, hear now, O house of David. Is it not enough that you weary men, that you weary my Elohim also? Of course, you should know it's Yeshayahu speaking to Ahaz. Okay, all right. Verse 14 says this, therefore Yahweh himself gives you a sign. Look, the maiden conceives and gives birth to a ben, and shall call his name Emmanuel. 15. He eats curds and honey when he knows to refuse evil and choose the good. For before the child knows to refuse evil and choose the good, the land that you dread is to be forsaken by both her sovereigns. Yahweh brings on you and on your people and your father's house days that have not come since the day that Ephraim turned away from Yahudah, the sovereign of Ashur. Let me stop there. you say, aha, it was prophesied, Emmanuel, a maiden will conceive. I know in your own they said a virgin. That's a lie. First and foremost, that's a wrong interpretation. The actual interpretation into English is maiden, not virgin. And what does a maiden mean? According to the Hebrew interpretation, is any young woman of a marriageable age. That's the definition of a maiden. Any young woman. Ask any Jewish scholar, he's gonna tell you this. Any young woman of a marriageable age. Now, you cannot assume that every young woman is a virgin before getting married. So it is very wrong to put it in your Bible virgin, because not all women get married to their husbands as virgins. Now, to just show you why they change things in your Bible, because they are conforming to the ancient mythology and ancient stories, myths that is being propagated by the Greek culture and Egyptian culture. That is all. It's maiden. If you read the original scripts and translate it, it's maiden. And maiden does not necessarily mean a virgin. She could be a virgin, she could not be a virgin. But it's defined as any young woman of a marriageable age. That's a maiden for you. Now let's continue. Now I say, okay, that is done. But now what about Emmanuel? He said he's going to give birth to Emmanuel. He's giving Ahaz a sign. Yes. Remember that Yeshayahu was speaking to Ahaz. And he said, ask for a sign. And he said, I don't want to tempt Yahweh. I don't want to ask for a sign. He said, no, I will give you a sign. A maiden is going to give birth. Now I want to ask you this. If Yahweh says he's going to give you a sign, is he going to give you a sign thousands of years after you've long gone? Then how will you testify that Yahweh kept to his word, or that what he said is true? He said it to Ahaz and he fulfilled it before he died. Yes. Now let us look at Yeshayahu chapter 8 and see the sign fulfilled over there. Let us go. Verse 2. And let me take reliable witness to record Uriah the Kohen and Zechariah the son of Yeberekayahu. And I went to the Nebiah, and she conceived and bore a son. This is a woman now who had already given birth to a child. She's a woman of marriageable age, but this one is already married. She's not a virgin, she's a maiden. And Yahweh said to me, call his name Mahashalahashbaz. For before the child knows to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Shimron is taken away before the sovereign of Ashur. And Yahweh spoke to me again, saying, inasmuch as these people refuse the waters of Shiloah that flow softly and rejoice in Retzin and in Remaliahusan, now therefore see, Yahweh brings up over them the waters of the river, strong and mighty, the sovereign of Ashur, and all his esteem, and he shall come up over all his channels, and go over all his banks. And he shall pass through Yehudah, he shall overflow and pass over, reaching up to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of your land, O Emmanuel. I want to stop there. Speaking to Emmanuel. That person Emmanuel prophesied to King Ahaz or to Ahaz. It was fulfilled in 8. Meaning that it didn't take a few months for that Nebiah to get pregnant of a boy named Emmanuel. So he saw it, and that is the proof that Yahweh, that all the things that Yahweh has spoken to him, he's going to see it, is going to come to pass. Because Yahweh, remember, was giving the sign to Ahaz, not to the world. That sign was for Ahaz, not for Yasharal. So that prophecy, interpreting it to mean is for JC, is a lie. Because you cannot tell someone, Yahweh is not a man. Always remember this principle that he will lie. He's not like all these false prophets that will tell you, this person is going to win the election, or this is going to happen tomorrow. You're going to have something tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and go, and then he will tell you story. Oh, I don't know, maybe we need to pray harder. Yahweh is not like that. If he tells you tomorrow, I will show you this, he will show it to you. No excuses, because he has the power to do everything and anything he wants to do. So it will not make sense for him to tell Ahaz, ask a sign for me. And he said, I won't ask you a sign. I said, I will give you a sign. And he's now giving a sign 2,000 years after he has died. Will it make sense? No. That is the fulfillment of the prophecy. Emmanuel. Very clear. That's why I say, for you not to be deceived, know the beginning. From the beginning of the Torah to the end of the Torah, there is nowhere Yahweh has spoken to any man or woman that they're going to have a Nabi, a prophet, or a deliverer. And he says that it's going to be a virgin who will not meet a man that will bear that one. No. The only difference between a normal person and someone sent by Yahweh, a child sent by Yahweh, is the Ruach HaKodesh that will be very heavy on that person from birth. That will be with that person, so that that person can fulfill his ministry, fulfill his destiny, and fulfill the mission that Yahweh has called him to. I hope you're clear on it. But please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Shalom, and may the peace of Yahweh, which passes all understanding, be with you now and forevermore. See me in the next video for the next exposition coming.